Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like the Dapper Dawn, giving them all dressed like $1 million, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, why don't you join in? Steve Harvey, get on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Won't you join in with me? If you're with me, help me say, turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on, yeah. Turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. I know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Turn them out. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Steve Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. Y'all listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey. Man, oh man, got a radio show. Yeah, I do. God's so big to me, man. I just have to tell you about it. I can't help it. It's rather obvious to me how big, how good God is. He's absolutely tremendous. He's off the chain. He on one. He be clowning. He be just showing out. Man, I'm just over here just on the receiving end. You know, if you out there, start your mission today. Start your mission today. What are you waiting for? Why do we as people delay what we want or delay the process to begin what we want, our hopes, our dreams, our desires? Why won't you start your mission today? Why don't we all decide together that just individually, look, you listening, you got something that you've been dreaming about. You got an ambition of yours that's not yet fulfilled. You got goals you haven't accomplished yet. Everybody has them. Everybody's got them. Everybody's got something that's on the table that they haven't yet attacked yet. What are you waiting for? Start your mission today. Stop the procrastination now. The procrastination is only hurting you, yourself. If you got a goal, an aspiration, a dream, and you fall off track momentarily, you can get back to that. Because God knows where you left off. Now, you may have to accomplish a few more things since you stopped for a long period of time, but God knows where you left off. You can get back on track. Look, man, this dream of being on TV since I was a kid, it got off track now. It got off track. I just kept it as one of the dreams. And in some real dark moments when it looked like it wasn't going to happen, all I was hanging on to was just a hope that one day it could. But that's what faith is really about. Faith is the belief in things that you cannot see. But faith gives you the confidence to keep hoping, man. Sometimes it just keep hope alive. Sometimes, you heard Jesse Jackson say it, just keep hope alive. Sometimes, man, it's just the hope. I was hanging on a hope. And I'm talking about when it got real ugly and funky out there for me. When it looked like I wasn't going to ever make it. And all of the facts was in and everything pointed in the direction you're not going to make it. You done really messed up this time. Then I sat there and I just hung on to the hope. But man, that's what I'm saying. If you got a dream or an aspiration or vision or something, when you fall off track and you want to go get back in line, God holds your place. See, he held on to that for me. He knew I was off track and out of line, but he said, okay, here's where we stopped. You want to be on TV. Now, when you get it together and you quit tripping and you come and you turn to me, I'm going to hold your place, put you back in line, then we go and finish the journey. That took me a lot longer to get here than I wanted to, but then it was necessary because I needed all of them mishaps to happen to me along the way. So when I got on the radio one day, which I did not see coming, Steve Harvey got a radio show, y'all. That's why I say it every day. See, because of this radio show that I didn't see coming, now I have stories to tell. I got experiences to share. And I can tell you about me better than I can tell you about anybody. And I done been through enough where it's relatable, where enough people can go, man, that happened to me. Appreciate you saying that. That's what it was for. See, I get it now. See, at the time, though, I didn't like what was happening to me. At the time, I was really in total disagreement with God on a lot of stuff he was pulling off on me. But in essence, I was really pulling it off on myself. But through his grace and mercy, he kept me through all of my mistakes, all my bad decisions, all my miscalculations, all my misfires, all the times I knowingly stepped out there and did wrong. He forgave me. He said, because, man, if you ever come to me, I have a plan for you that is going to be far and above. It will supersede everything you've ever dreamed of. That's what I did. I just got sick of me, good and sick of me. And I turned it over to God. And then God started working. And here I am today. Now, is he through with me yet? Nope. Have I arrived yet? Nope. But guess what? The journey is cool. You know, it's like I was talking to this young brother the other day about comedy. He's a really good stand-up, you know, this young dude is really good. He said, man, what is this I feel every night before I go on stage? I don't know what it is. I just want it off me. I said, sir, listen to me, young dude. This thing that climbs on my back every night before I go on stage, I don't know what it is. It's got something to do with pressure. It's got something to do with anticipation. It's got a whole lot to do with the fear of falling. He said, what you mean by that? I said, every night I walk out on stage, it's like I'm about to go and step off a cliff. I said, it's a sickening feeling. He said, man, but you do so well. I said, that's because the parachute opens. I said, but I want you to understand something. When I first walk out there, it's just stepping off the cliff. Now, these jokes provide a parachute, which slows my descent when I jump off the cliff. And I turn it into a glide. And then I take the audience this way, and I swing them back over to that way. We might swing out to the Colorado Rockies. We may go down to Miami with this joke. We may take it on out to L.A. And I just swing back and forth till I land softly. The crowd cheers. The night is over with. I said, but it's been too many nights, though, when I walked off that cliff and I pulled the cord and the parachute didn't open. I said, nah, I'm just free falling out there for 30 minutes. Ain't no jokes working, ain't the parachute didn't open. I said, so see, that's what it's like for me. And then you know what I found out? If you done walked off the cliff in life and you ain't got no God in your life, it's like not having a parachute. You step off the cliff and you just free falling. Now see, now that fall gets you closer to the grave, right? See, we all heading to the grave from the moment we're born. But the cool thing about a relationship with God is when you step off the cliff and you got God, he a parachute. You still going down, but it's a nice ride. And God just helps your descent appear more like a rise and more like a euphoric fall, instead of not having no God in your life and you just walking off that cliff every day, free falling, ain't got no cord, you steady pulling, you hollering the whole way because you done messed around with yourself and ain't let God come into your life and provide a parachute for you. I would rather have a parachute since I got to jump every day than to not have one. God has been like a parachute for me. Ask me where that came from. I can't tell you. But like I always say, most good things that happen in my life that I can't explain, it's usually him.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. There it go. There it went. There it was. Him is again. One more. Get here. Look at there. Boy.
What?
Boy, you better say that. I decided just now that the urban qualities in me were going to excel. And I just let them go. Be about it. You know what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Steve Harvey Morning Show. My name is Steve Harvey. The following people are members of the team. Shirley Strawberry.
Oh, what are you talking about? Good morning. I don't
Carla
understand
Farrell.
you.
Yeah, we're going to just start right there with the good morning part. Don't even worry about the rest of that. Hi, Carla.
Good morning, Steve. What's up, crew?
Uh-huh. Well, now, Junior.
Morning, Unc. I'm in here.
What?
Yeah. And food.
Big doggy dog. I'm in the building, baby.
Okay, that I got.
Yeah. Shirley, don't even worry about that earlier part. That was just,
Okay.
that was way too ethnic for you, obviously.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
like
good
this
morning.
show. This is horrible. So it is.
20 years later, here I am.
Yeah. Well, he is here.
Still confused.
18 years later,
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah. This is the 20th year of the Steve Harvey Steve Harvey Morning Show. We started
20
in
years.
2000.
Started in
Yeah.
L.A.
All right, big dog.
Syndicated to Dallas. Then that went back just to L.A. And then they hired these people that said, we getting rid of him. And then they had to shut their whole damn station down. And you know what? I've been got rid of sometimes in my career. But the thing about getting rid of me is when you get rid of me, not for I failed or anything, because you have nasty alternatives or motives, I should say. You have to be very careful, because I happen to be, as are millions of others, a child of the Most High. And so when you come to handle me, in the words of Bishop T.D. Jakes, you got to be careful how you handle me. You got to be careful, because you don't see you think it's just me, but it never is.
Hello.
And so
that's right.
everybody that's ever done me wrong and gotten rid of me for an unjust cause or an evil motive, all of them, every last one of them, I watched it all go awry. So we are celebrating 20 years of How You Like Me Now.
Started from the
Welcome
bottom,
to the
now we're here.
ride.
That's how my grandma used to say it.
What Mike Jones used to say? What'd he say?
Back then, didn't know me. Now I'm hot, y'all on me.
That's
Huh?
right.
Come on.
Back then, didn't know me. Now I'm hot, y'all on me.
Yeah. And who said this? How you like me now?
No, Kumo did.
All right,
Yeah.
listen.
Kumo did.
Coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, what product or brand reminds you of your childhood home? Think about that. We'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, here's a question. What product or what brand reminds you of your childhood home? All right, here's an email from T from New Orleans. It says, hey, morning crew. Every time I see the Quaker oatmeal bottle, the box, I think of my mom's house when I was a kid. She always had a box of it on top of our refrigerator. When I go to visit my pop's house, he always had a box of Frosted Flakes cereal in his pantry. In fact, he probably does right now. What brand or product did your childhood home always have in stock?
I got a bunch of them.
I knew it.
Ready for me?
You want good
Like
memory?
what?
Yes.
Like what, Steve? You go first. Like
Comet.
Comment. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Comet.
Comet.
That green ass little can of Comet with the peel off top with the 8 holes in the top.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it in and washed all your sinks and your bathtub out.
But let it sit though. Let it sit for a minute.
Let it until it changed colors. Tell you another. Ain't open up refrigerator while seeing an open box of Arm & Hammer baking soda.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Steve. Take
Yes,
us
that's
back.
right.
Same box for a whole year.
You want me to keep taking you
Arm &
back?
Hammer.
Sitting
Still
on
use that.
your
What?
stove. That Maxwell or Folgers coffee can with the grease in it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's real
Good
thick.
memories. Yeah.
In the bathroom, Crest toothpaste.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, you were Crest people.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we wasn't really Crest.
We were
and-
Colgate.
Yeah, we had that too. We was whatever was on sale, people.
You better talk.
but-
But
Okay.
toothpaste is high.
But can I jump in here and say this though?
We had
One
Colgate,
more toothpaste though. Ultra Bright.
What?
I thought that was just the greatest thing. Go ahead, Tommy.
Ultra Bright.
If we ran out of that toothpaste, then we go to that fridge where that baking soda was and go in there and get
Yes,
that
sir.
Yeah.
and
Yes,
dip
sir.
that toothbrush
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
That's
I
nice.
actually brush my teeth better with baking soda.
Hello.
Yeah. All right. How about this?
Come on.
Tide laundry detergent. Tide.
Tide.
Tide. Had to have some Tide.
I know about that,
Washing,
Shirley.
Ivory.
Yeah. That's
And
washing
ivory.
powder too, Shirley. That ain't that liquid. That's washing powder.
No, we had
that's
Fab,
right. That's right.
Fab,
Here we go.
and Oxydol
He's so loud.
in the big blue box. A damn Fab.
But you didn't. Did you have Ivory soap though? Did you have Ivory soap to take your bath?
Yeah.
Dial.
Dial? Oh, you had Dial.
What?
Okay, we had
Ivory.
Ivory. We had Ivory.
Yeah, we had Ivory soap too.
Yeah, it floated in the water. Ivory.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in the bathroom. And up underneath that
Okay.
counter, it's a little red can, got some grease in it, called Royal Crown. Huh?
You better talk.
What?
All your scalp with that right there.
Yeah.
That's how I got my hair
Blue
pressed when I was a
magic,
kid.
all that,
What?
all that. Yeah.
We in the bathroom.
We in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the bathroom.
Scott's single ply toilet tissue. One style sheet.
Scott.
You had to be careful wiping yourself with that damn single ply.
Man.
I can't tell you how many times I misjudged it and pushed my finger
Wait.
dead off.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. We get it.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got the
Single fly.
God, single
That
ply.
single ply.
My daddy loved that. Boy, you get 1,000 sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That was my
God.
aunt's favorite.
Wait, do y'all remember AIM toothpaste?
yeah.
AIM toothpaste.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AIM.
Yeah.
The stripe toothpaste.
Yeah, AIM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was stripe.
Yeah.
Gleam.
I got
What
one for you.
deodorant? Okay.
Okay, go. Here
That
Go ahead.
bottle that hung on the back of the door looked like a hot water bottle
Hello.
with a tube on it
Yes.
and a spray
Yeah.
nozzle.
Yeah.
Boy, me and my nephew got the ass whooping our life one time. We feel that my
I
mama
bet.
had went and we found it on the back of the door. We'd always wondered what it was, so we put water in it, and we found out that the water squeezed through them little holes on that white tip. So we chasing each other around the house, shooting,
Like water guns.
squirting each other. Okay, then he fill up the bag, and it was my time to hide. And then he'll have it under his arm. My mama came in that house.
Basically.
My mama said, "There's all this vinegar in here."
Oh, God.
Now, we didn't even know. We didn't know nothing about no vinegar smell. She said, "What is all this vinegar I smell in this house?" Now, we talking about, oh, that ain't us. Cool. We was squirting water. Boy, we sat there. My mama got to doing the math and went back in there and touched that hot water bottle with the holes on it. And boy, we got our ass beat. And then, so we didn't even know why we got beat. And then my brother was talking to us.
Told you
Said,
what it was, didn't it?
"Hey, man,
Yeah.
let me ask you something, Steve. What did you and Al in there grab Mama's hot water bottle from?" Baby? I said, "No, we was playing water gun with it." He said, "Boy, you know what that is?"
See right there.
No, I don't know what it is. He said,
didn't even
"That's a
tell you.
lady's bag." And then I said, "I don't, because I'm clueless.
Yeah.
What you mean it's a lady's bag? That's a douche bag." Really? Still, I'm clueless. Boy, when my damn brother told me what that bag was for,
You wanted to shower, didn't you?
man, I'm shooting water in my mouth.
Oh, God.
I'm firing full blast. I got the bag under my arm, mouth wide open.
Oh, my God.
That's when I said, that's when I first found out. I said, well, that water a little tangy in there.
Oh, my God.
Because, you know, they had a special solution they put in there, and you put vinegar in it, too.
Oh, God.
And that's,
We know.
and I had no idea.
All right, we're moving on. Thank you, Steve. Coming up next,
Just fine.
your nephew.
Just my
With the Run
mouth
That
clean
Prank
as
Back.
it's ever been.
Oh, my God.
Right after this. Jesus.
Man.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, Kobe Bryant memorial items pulled from eBay. In other news, the heiress to the Hot Pocket sandwiches fortune, well, she's been sentenced in the college admission scandal. Plus, Miss Ann is standing by with today's national news. But right now, it is time for the nephew to run that prank back. What you got for us now?
Shirley, quarterback.
Yes,
sneak.
Tommy.
Quarterback sneak. Take a listen.
Hello,
May I speak to Candace?
this is she.
Hey, Candace, this is Tony. Are you Isaiah's mama?
Excuse me?
Are you Isaiah's mama?
Yeah, I am. Why? Who are you?
My name is Tony. I'm DeAndre's daddy. DeAndre, they played on this past season. They played on the football team. They played on the Seahawks together.
Okay, but like, why are you calling me?
Okay, I'm calling you for a particular reason. Let me tell you what's going on. This whole past football season, your son Isaiah, he was a starting quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's a starting quarterback. He works real hard. Like that's his position.
Okay, let me go and say this. I already know that my son DeAndre is way better than your son Isaiah. I already know that. All right, now I ain't get to.
Excuse you?
No, ain't no excuse me. I'm not going to excuse myself about this. I've been waiting to get you on the phone so I can tell you exactly what's going on. Let me tell you something. When the season come back around, when they get ready to play again, I'm telling you right now, my son DeAndre going to be starting. Please know that. Trust me, I swear to you, I know what you did for your son.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You who the do you think you are? Calling me, telling me that your son is going to take my son's position on the team? How do you even have my number?
I got your number from a reliable source. One of the parents gave me your number.
But what kind of mental problems you got calling my house, telling me about how your son is like not barely even on the team. He's not even starting.
Okay, no, my son ain't starting. Okay, but he gonna be starting next year. Okay, but I know what you did for your son to be starting. Trust me, I know what you did, Candace.
I didn't do anything. My son earned his position. So, I mean, I don't really get what you're saying here. You're talking some big game about your son taking my son's position. Like, first of all, I don't even know who you are. I don't know how you got my number. Like, these are kids. It's really not that serious. Like, they're kids out there having a good time, trying to play a game. Like, I haven't seen you at a game. I don't know who the you think you are. Stepping up, being like, my son is going to take your son's position. Like, what kind of crazy are you?
Okay,
You're calling me out of nowhere, you're calling me nowhere out of the clear blue. I'm just minding my business. My son is playing his game. Who the are you, and why are you calling me? Like, what the is
I ain't been to no games, but I'm going to be there on next season. I'll be there, okay?
Okay, well,
all right.
I mean, you could try. You might not want to come because your son still ain't starting.
Okay. But let's go on and get to the reason why I call you. I already know why your son started. So let's go on and be
my
real
son is
about
starting?
this. What?
What? No, my son is starting because he earned his position. He's the best on the team. He can
Okay.
throw. Like, your son don't got no kind of arm.
You saying that, Candace? But are you sure your son ain't starting? Because maybe you slept with Coach Bryant.
What? Wait. Excuse you? Like.
Did you sleep with Coach Bryant so your son could get that position? Did you do that?
Your mama slept with Coach Bryant with her dry. That's why your son ain't playing. Who the do you think you are accusing me of sleeping with a coach?
Hey, I'm just letting you know. I know what you did for your.
You don't
son.
know. You don't know. You don't know.
Okay, so you saying you ain't slept with Coach Bryant? That's what you're saying. So Isaiah starting because they just picked him to start.
You are crazy. First of all, you're going to have to talk to my husband because these accusations are ridiculous and out of control. Like, I don't know who the you think you are calling in the house accusing me of sleeping with the coach. My son earned his position on the team. He's like, what the, who the do you think you are? You are straight bugging, dude.
Who is your husband? Who is that?
My husband is Curtis, who you don't know because you ain't never showed up for your own damn son.
Okay, Curtis. Your husband named Curtis. Okay. So I tell you what, I need to talk to Curtis. That's what I need to do.
Oh, you're gonna more than talk to Curtis. You're gonna catch some hands from Curtis with that mouth.
Okay, all good. So let me ask you this here. You talking about Curtis that drive trucks? That Curtis?
I'm talking about Curtis, my husband, in my house. You don't know who we are because you ain't never showed up. You ain't nobody. Your kid is nobody. This whole phone call is bull. And you need to crawl back into whatever hole you came out of because I am not here for this.
Curtis is a truck driver, right?
Yeah, you lucky he ain't run your over yet.
Oh, okay. You talking about Curtis? Now, can I tell you something else that I done found out about Curtis? Can I tell you that?
I kind of don't want to hear anything that comes out of your mouth at this point.
Okay,
but say
this the last thing I'm going to say out of my mouth. Can I just tell you what I know about Curtis?
You better make it quick.
I'm going to make it quick. Curtis got me to prank phone call you. This is nephew Tommy Candace from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your husband, Curtis.
Are you kidding me? We on the radio right now?
No, you're not on right now, but you're going to be on in the morning, though.
Oh, my goodness. Like, my heart is racing right now. I got to jump through the phone and tear up your throat. Are you kidding me? My husband put you up to this?
Oh, your husband got me to call you, baby. He said, your son is amazing quarterback. I said, cool, we're going to do this.
Yo, you don't understand. My chest feels like a vice right now. I want to kick you in the throat. Oh, my God.
All right, Candace, it's 2020. You got to tell me one thing. What's the baddest, and I mean the baddest, radio show in the land?
Steve Harvey in the morning. Oh, my God. I'm sweating, yo.
Quarterback sneak.
She was not having it.
Quarterback
she was not
sneak.
having it.
She had attitude for real.
Yes, sir.
What?
That's a real mama right
That's how you know her son good because she got mad right off the bat.
Hold up.
But then you said she slept with the coach.
Oh, the coach.
But your ragged ass boy ain't even started.
Right.
Yeah, everybody know he ain't got no arm.
Yeah.
Keep it
Pretty
stupid,
bad.
baby.
Oh, my goodness.
You played too
Pretty
much.
bad.
Somebody got to do it,
man.
Carla. Somebody got to do it, and I'm doing it tonight. I'm doing it tonight in the Bay Area. That's Pleasanton, California, baby. The nephew will be in town. It is Tommy T's Comedy Club. That's tonight, Saturday, and Sunday. Tickets on sale right now. Laying in the cut, I already told you. Dothan, Alabama. The nephew is coming March the 7th. And then March 14th, Montgomery, Alabama. I'm in the Gump. Get your tickets, all Ticketmaster outlets. Stupid on the way. Stupid is on the way.
He's right here with us today.
Yeah, he is.
And every day.
Right.
All right, nephew.
Wait till the next hour. You're gonna be praying for me again. I ain't through. You think I'm through today? I got some more.
Wow.
Get some security.
Man.
That's all I'm
You know,
saying. All right, coming up.
He threatens you with his stupidity.
Yeah.
Incoming.
Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment and national news right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up in 20 minutes, one of our listeners, or should I say former listeners at this point, is upset with the strawberry letter and Steve's advice to a married couple that was divided over politics, okay? So we'll get into that. We'll talk about it in about 20 minutes after the hour, okay? But right now, in today's entertainment news, people are looking to make a buck off items from the Kobe Bryant Memorial on eBay, so they've been stopped. eBay is actively working to remove all the items from the site. I'm talking shirts, pins, programs, and other items from Monday's memorial service at the Staples Center. It hit eBay this week. One extra large shirt sold for like $2,025. Multiple listings had disappeared from eBay over the past 24 hours, however. Now, this is according to eBay. They have a policy that prohibits the sale of merchandise images from profiting off of human tragedy or suffering, and they are notifying sellers. So, I mean, that's a good thing for eBay. Thank you. Yeah, wow. That's crazy, right?
That's sad, man.
Over $2,000?
Really sad.
But you all have
You
to be
cash
smart
in.
too now. You kind of have to be smart.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Where did these people get this Kobe Bryant paraphernalia?
They are saying
Well,
that
the
they got it
programs-
from the memorial, the programs and all that.
Yeah, from the Staples Center, I'm sure. Yeah, the
Yeah, that's
programs
what-
and all that stuff,
But I see
pins.
what Uncle Steve is saying, though.
What?
That's
How
what
do you
they're
know it's
saying.
authentic?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they
But
can't
eBay
sell
is
it
saying
anyway.
even-
eBay's not going to
Yeah, even if it is.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't profit off human tragedy or suffering not from eBay.
Well, good for eBay.
Yeah, I
some
absolutely
lowlifes out
agree.
there.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, in other news, the heiress of the Hot Pockets fortune, guys, well, she's gotten 5 months in prison for her involvement in the college admissions bribery scandal. Her name is Michelle Hanevs, whose family invented the tasty sandwiches Hot Pockets. You guys know Hot
5
Pockets.
months?
Yeah.
They sell Hot
She
Pockets
got
in
5
prison too at the
I knew it.
commissary.
Well, she pleaded guilty to paying
It's one of the
$100,000
top
to help
sellers.
her 2 daughters. Oh, is it? Is
Yeah,
it
Hot Pockets is one of the top sellers at the commissary.
That's why she's so rich, huh? She paid $100 to help her 2 daughters cheat on college entrance exams and agreeing to pay another $100,000.
Okay.
And she agreed to pay another $200,000 for one of the girls to be set up to look like a beach volleyball recruit to get admitted to
You could have just
USC.
bought the damn degree at this
Hey,
point.
but wait a minute. It didn't.
Yeah.
Wasn't she the one? Like the other girl pleaded guilty and took the lesser, right? And was only in there for 2 weeks and ended up doing 3 days.
14
Yeah.
days. Felicity Hoffman.
Okay, but this one here decided she was gonna fight it.
No, this ain't
This
the one.
is
No,
you
another
think.
you're
woman.
This ain't
thinking
the
about
one you
Lori
think.
Loughlin.
Yeah, you think about Loughlin.
Yeah, you're thinking about Lori Loughlin.
Okay.
That's the
Her
big
trial isn't come up till later this year. Yeah.
She needed. I'm telling you right now, she needed to pay attention. See, if you go in there to fight, you got 5 months. So what's her name? Lori Loughlin. You get her ass down
Yeah.
there and cop a plea. They need to talk to black people about how to do this here. Cause see,
Yeah, how to get a plea
Yeah.
deal
a
done.
lot of
Yeah,
a
they're
lot
still
of
fighting it.
Yeah, see, a lot of non-blacks, they don't understand how this system works. You need to talk to some black people. Lori Loughlin need to call these people up and cop a plea. Get her ass them same 2 weeks, do them 3 days, cat her ass home.
Yeah. And we got to move on now. Time for today's headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Okay, thank you very much for that advice, Steve. Very good. This is Andrew with the news. You know, for the first time since the coronavirus has reported out of Wuhan, China last December, more of the new cases, get this, are being reported from outside China than inside. COVID-19, as it's called, has most recently been reported in Algeria, Austria, Croatia, Switzerland, Italy, and Brazil. So in other words, it's now turned up on every continent except Antarctica. Also, Japan closed its elementary, junior, and high schools till the end of this month in order to kind of guard against it and make sure people are safe. Worldwide, COVID-19 has infected more than 80,000 people. And aware of national as well as international fears, President Trump said yesterday that Vice President Pence will be in charge and that as far as the U.S. is concerned, we're at the ready.
We're working with virtually every state, and we do have plans on a larger scale if we need it. We don't think we're going to need it, but, you know, you always have to be prepared. And, again, Congress is talking to us about funding, and we're getting far more than what we asked for, and I guess the best thing to do is take it. We'll take it.
Trump had asked for like $2 billion. Republicans say, no, we need $4 billion. Democrats say, no, we need $8 billion rather. Former President Obama calling on all South Carolina television stations to stop running an ad put together by a pro-Trump super PAC. It's an ad that uses Mr. Obama's words out of context to make a misleading attack on Joe Biden. They say that's false. He didn't do that, and that's not true. Get it off. Meanwhile, Joe Biden got some really good news yesterday. Democratic Congressman James Clyburn announced his support for the former vice president.
I know Joe. We know Joe. But most importantly, Joe knows us. Our challenge is making the greatness of this country accessible and affordable for all. If it's health care, is it accessible? Is it affordable? Education, is it accessible? Is it affordable? Housing, energy, making it accessible and affordable. And nobody with whom I've ever worked in public life is any more committed to that pledge than Joe Biden.
South Carolina primaries on Saturday. Biden has been leading in the polls in that state. Just hours after being fired, a man returned to a brewery in Milwaukee and shot and killed 5 former co-workers before turning the gun on himself. Former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh to be sentenced on federal fraud and tax charges today. 3 words, it's about time. The House of Representatives overwhelmingly approved legislation making lynching a federal hate crime for the first time in U.S. history. But guess what? The vote wasn't unanimous. Today's National Kiss the Kitties Day.
Kids, you can talk and talk to your face.
Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
So the other day, Steve, we had this strawberry letter. It was a house divided over politics. A lady lost her job, she claims, over trade agreement issues, and she blamed President Obama. Now she's a big Trump supporter, and her husband does not support her decision at all. She even made a donation to Trump's campaign. She told her husband if he didn't like it, he could leave. So, Steve, you told them to get a divorce. Well, a listener wrote in, and she's very, very angry with your advice. She emailed us. Here we go. Dear Steve and Shirley, I listen to your morning show every single morning. I listen to you faithfully, and I have finally come to the point where I'm just about done after the crap I heard yesterday, or after the crap I heard today. I don't vote Trump, but you went way too far telling a man to divorce his wife before she supports the Trump campaign, because she supports the Trump campaign. First of all, you are a rich man, so how do you think that happened? Capitalism. Today, you lost 8 listeners just in my family. You want to break apart marriages because they don't share a political view? You might not like Trump's mouth, neither do I, but he's not a racist, and as a politician, he's good at his job. We aren't here to judge him personally. We are here to judge his job as president. And yes, he fired people in his cabinet. Would you work with people that were secretly leaking stuff out at your office? Hypocrisy at its best. Goodbye, Steve Harvey and Shirley! ! If I were you, I'd start preparing a public apology for your racism. Wow. All of our graves are the same size in the end.
I tell jokes for a living. I tell jokes. All of these strawberry letters are not life-changing or life-altering advice tips that I give. I didn't think it was that serious myself. I tell jokes for a living. Now, I know you think that because you wrote this letter that I'm just saying I was joking. I did not. Let me tell you something. After I did that strawberry letter, I didn't think no more about it that day. It wasn't a point, a subject, of conversation. Shirley didn't call me and go, Steve, did you really mean what you said? I wasn't sitting in my house with my wife going, you know what somebody did today? Somebody finna stay with somebody that support Trump. Until this morning, and Shirley read this, that strawberry letter, as do none of the rest of them, even enter into my day. This show, I have said 1,000 times, is for enlightenment, entertainment, and inspiration. And entertainment is a big part of this show. I don't give a damn about Donald Trump. Now, you know, a lot of lost 8 listeners Because you don't get to joke. But I'm not apologizing for nothing, and I ain't preparing no I'm sorry statement. I tell jokes for a living.
Right.
And if you didn't like the
and
joke,
for the record,
tune in tomorrow. I have others.
All right, coming up in 34 minutes after the hour, hold on to that thought, Steve. We'll have more on this angry listener who disagrees with us. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we go. Listener very angry with us over our response to the strawberry letter. This letter yesterday was called A House Divided Over Politics. It was about a woman who lost her job. She claims over a trade agreement issues. She blamed President Obama. She's now, because of her new job, in with the Black Republicans. She's a big Trump supporter. Her husband does not support her decision at all. She told him that if he doesn't like the fact that she made a $500 campaign contribution to the Trump campaign, that he could leave if he didn't like it. All of that. So now, Steve, what do you want to say?
Well,
what else,
he
I should say, do you want to say to this lady?
he was considering leaving in the letter.
He did. He talked to a lawyer about divorce. He said that.
I told him, go ahead. See, now what? No, I told him, go ahead. See, now what you writing in here telling me you ain't listening to the show no more because you didn't like my advice. I didn't give him advice. I tell jokes. I don't know if you listen to the show every day. These strawberry letters, the majority of the time, I try to say something humorous about the letter. The majority of the time. The only time I stop to give concise advice and get pointed is when a young girl writes in and needs some fatherly advice, or a young man writes in and needs some fatherly advice. All y'all grown-ass people that's writing in, talking about leaving your wife because she gave $500 to the Trump campaign. Man, leave her ass. If that's breaking up your marriage, bye.
Right.
Now, as far as preparing an apology, that will not be happening. Not over these jokes. These is jokes.
For those that are just tuning in, a listener wrote a letter to disagree with your response to this strawberry letter.
Right.
And so she wants you to apologize because she's not listening anymore.
Why are we apologizing if she ain't listening?
An apology.
She ain't listening no damn way.
I'll tell you what else.
What?
I'll tell you what issue is, you a capitalist too. You didn't know that, did you?
Oh, yeah.
She told me, she said, you rich, you a capitalist. Okay.
The lady
You
that
want me
wrote
to
the
read this letter
That's
again?
why I don't care for Bernie Sanders that much. I understand that. Well, I don't care for him that much. I'll vote for him if he run. If he the nominee, I'll vote for him. But I don't care for him that much because I don't like. Yeah, I don't like that title. So I'm a capitalist. Yeah, I am. But ain't everybody on this show is a capitalist? Everybody on this show is not coming down here unless they get capital.
Hello.
You better talk.
Capitalistic society, okay?
And now one of them, Shirley is not, and Shirley's a good Christian. She is not coming in here.
Thank you.
If she don't get her capital.
Hello.
So, ma'am, I don't know what to say to you. I apologize for the fact that you didn't get the joke, but that's all that is, and I won't be doing any of that. So.
She said, if I were you, I'd start preparing a public apology for your racism. All of our graves are the same size in the end. Now, that line right there.
I don't get that one.
So you going to kill me? Because I think Donald Trump has done some racist stuff? Excuse me. Is it not racist to ban 7 Muslim countries from traveling? Or everybody in the country? For terrorists, you a threat to us.
Yeah.
Is it building the wall, wanting a bigger, taller wall? Is denying these young people who have been in this country, the dreamers, citizenship? That's not right. Hanging that over the head. I just think it is. Now, do I hate him? No. I don't hate
good
nobody.
people on both sides at a KKK rally.
Yeah, that was kind of funky.
And the thing about it is, the man was considering divorce himself. It wasn't like you suggested and then
I didn't suggest you get married. He said, I've seen an attorney. I can't take this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a divorce. I said, get you one. Hey, let me have y'all's attention. This is Steve Harvey.
Yes, Steve.
And I approve this message.
Run for office.
Man, I'm all in that.
Sound better than the president.
Yeah. Coming up next, Nephew Tommy in the building with today's prank phone call right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject is, you're not as sexy as you think you are.
All right, get ready.
Right now, Nephew is in the building with today's prank phone call. What do you have for us today, Nev?
I got it, Carla. Shirley, this is re-dip. Re-dip.
Re-dip?
Re-dipped. Re-dipped. Yeah. Let's go, Cat.
Hello? Hello, I'm trying to reach Pastor Henry.
This is Pastor Henry.
Oh, how you doing, sir? You the pastor of Greater New Hope Baptist, right?
Oh, yeah. Why, yes, I am. May I ask who's calling?
My name is Patrick. My name is Patrick Davis. I went there. How you doing, sir? I went there to your church about 2.5 years ago. I went there, and me and my wife, we got our kids baptized there at your.
Are you coming back to us, or are you? What's your current church home?
Well, we haven't been in a minute, but you baptized my son and my daughter, Kareem and Caitlin.
Right.
You baptized them. I don't think you. I mean, I'm sure you do a lot of people, but
yeah, I was about to say I do a lot. I can't really pinpoint a name like that. You said it was about a couple years ago, 2-3 years.
Yeah, between 2 and 3 years ago, you baptized my little girl and my son.
Well, God bless on that. I'm glad I was able to do that service for you. I was wondering, how'd you get my number? Usually, any things like this usually get handled with the church. One of my deacons or my secretary, but. Did you call the church and they gave you my number?
This guy at the church, let me see, his name is
Dobbs.
Dobbs, brother Dobbs.
Brother Dobbs gave you my phone number, my information?
Brother Dobbs. I got this from Brother Dobbs that I could reach you. I could reach you. Now, you know him, right? He's one of your deacons, brothers at the church.
That's a good man right there. I've known him many years.
Okay. Here's my reason for wanting to talk to you directly.
Okay.
Like I said, you baptized my little girl, Kaylin, and my son, Kareem. What is baptizing is supposed to be? You cleansing them and you washing them.
Right.
Okay, here's my problem. You baptize my kids, but ain't nothing changed. They grades still bad. They still disobedient.
Brother,
I don't see where your baptizing has done
correct?
anything. Hold on, let me say this now. Look, but brother, if you don't pass it, if you just let me finish, I don't see where your baptizing has done anything. Therefore,
Brother
all
David,
the tines and stuff that I spent when I was there, I want that money back.
Now, you confuse me. I'm not sure. I think we need to stop this madness right now because you're talking about you want money back. Baptize. I'm more than likely to baptize your kids. I've been at this church for many years, so I won't doubt that I'm probably the pastor you're looking for. But I just don't understand what you're trying to get at here about the baptism.
I'm saying you're supposed to when people get baptized, it's supposed to change them. Am I right or wrong?
A cleansing. Okay, I see.
Yes, cleanse them. But my kids.
Let me ask you. I'm just trying to, brother. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this. Because you, like I said, my church usually handles this. I still don't understand how you got my number.
Listen, the bottom of it is. Your baptizing ain't doing nothing. My kids still grades bad. They still disobedient.
Well, is that why they haven't been coming to church? You said you're not going to any congregation. Maybe you guys need to come on back to church, sit in on some sermons. I even work with you one-on-one, but I can't do nothing about the grades in school. I mean, and overall behavior. That starts
when you have baptized them, I should see a change in them, and I don't see a change. But all the time I was going to your church, I'm paying for these tithes, and I'm not getting anything. Hey man, at the end of the day, Pastor Henry, I want my money back. That's what we have at the end of the day.
Brother Davis. That's not how it works, brother. You understand? I'm not trying to raise my voice at you, but you're all over the place. You want money back? I don't understand. What can I do for you? I can tell you now.
I told you what you can do. My kids, I done got them baptized over there with you. All that time I was going to your church, I'm paying these tithes, and I get my kids baptized.
But the tithes don't have nothing to do with the baptism. The
tithes have something to do with all the time I spent over there, and I'm not getting anything in return.
Brother,
and that's what you
how in the world am I going to figure out how much tithes you paid?
I know exactly.
Did you ever think about that?
I know exactly how
No.
many.
You're calling my phone with this nonsense. You're not even a member of my congregation, and I just don't like it.
So, let me ask you this. Who you think you raising your voice at, Pastor? Just because you're a man of the cloth don't mean that
just because I'm a man of God don't mean I can't cuss your out. You understand that, brother? If it's something you need to deal with, you need to talk to the people at the church.
Why do I need to talk to Brother Dobbs when I'm talking
because
to the problem? I'm talking to the problem right now. You're the problem, Pastor. I'm the problem. I just spent a bunch of tithe money, and I know exactly how much I spent over there, and I want my money back.
Brother, how about that? That's what I care about your tithe.
How
about that? I said, your tithe. Want me to spell it out?
Oh, well, here comes that.
Or your kids look here. Spell that. I bet they know how to spell it.
Okay.
Don't be calling me about no damn behavior issues with your kids. God, you baptized. That's the question you need to be asking. Is you living your life sanctified, huh? You know what? You know what, brother? I done got out beside myself, and I'm sorry, brother. I should not be using foul language against you. I think what's going on, we need to get you and your children, your wife, come on down to service on Sunday. I will sit with you as long as I can. I truly think counseling and talk is the only way out of this.
Yeah.
We should not be fighting on this phone.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Now, once again, I hope you accept my apology for my language.
Yes, sir.
Now,
can I ask you something?
Go ahead, son. I can hear you.
Okay. Brother Dobbs tells me that you and him are together.
Take your time.
Y'all together some mornings having coffee. You and Brother Dobbs are.
Every morning that I'm not at either a function or doing something for the building maintenance with the church. Yeah, you definitely. He's a good brother. Like I told you, I've known him for many years.
Right. And he said now when y'all having coffee, that y'all listening to the radio. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, I suppose.
Do y'all be listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show?
Yeah, it's always on the radio.
Hey, Pastor.
What's so funny?
This is nephew Tommy, man, from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Brother Dobbs just got me to prank phone call you.
No. Oh. Now, wait. So Brother Dobbs knew about this.
He the one gave me your number.
I'm too scared to cuss another word or say anything out of my character. I didn't think I did enough for a lifetime today. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm probably as real as they come, and I tell my congregation all the time. I even slip up, so I think it would only be right if you play.
Let me ask you something, man. What is the baddest? And I'm talking about the baddest. It's 20.
Oh, man,
Come
you
on,
already know, man. The Steve Harvey Morning Show.
There you go.
What y'all think?
That was too.
I didn't cuss him. He cussed me though. I ain't cuss him.
Yeah.
I ain't cuss him.
You pushed his buttons too far, Tommy. You wrong for that.
I did. But let me ask you something. Ain't that what I'm supposed to do?
Yeah, but
not with a pastor.
Come on now.
You wrong for this.
Won't be going to his church.
Right.
No, he all right.
Invited at all.
He all right. He all right. He gonna be all right. He good.
Lord.
He good. Pastor, I love
pastor apologizing and everything. Oh, that's too far.
No, of course.
Like too much.
All right. Bay Area this weekend. Tickets on sale. Tommy T's, and then the following weekend is Dothan, Alabama, and then laying in the cut is Montgomery, Alabama. Then I'm going to make a big announcement and tell y'all what's going on Easter weekend. I'm hooking up with Bishop T.D. Jakes. Yes, I am, boy. I'm telling you, the nephew
right now.
stupid is all over the place.
Nice.
I ain't pranking him.
Don't be stupid with Bishop Jakes, please.
Don't mess up the money.
Please don't do that.
So shame.
Get ready.
All right, thank you, nephew. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter subject. You're not as sexy as you think you are, okay? We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter, okay? We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now.
Buckle up. Hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry Letter.
Subject, you're not as sexy as you think you are. Dear Steve and Shirley, I'm a 30-year-old married woman, and my husband and I have been together for 6 years. We have a 3-year-old son, and since I had the baby, our intimacy has gotten a little stale. We tried role-playing, watching videos, and talking dirty to keep the magic going, but nothing helped. A friend suggested we put a full-length mirror next to our bed because it worked for her and her hubby. They love watching themselves getting it on. My husband and I decided to try it. We bought a big mirror and put it right next to our bed. The first night we got busy, I was disgusted and utterly mortified at what I saw. I haven't lost all the weight from when I was pregnant, and seeing myself from those angles and in the crazy positions my husband likes, I was ashamed at what I saw. And he did not look that great either. I was so turned off by watching us get it on, but my husband loved it. I tried to keep my eyes closed, but he wanted me to look him in the eye the entire time. I faked it. I faked it until he was done. He asked me if I loved it, and I yelled, "Heck no, I don't like it at all." He said that I had to get used to it because he feels like our sex life is back to normal. I want to crack the mirror and throw it out. I tactfully told him that he's overweight, and so am I, but he said he doesn't care how he looks, and the mirror is staying. I have been dieting since then to get myself back in shape, and I've lost a few pounds, but he is not working out or dieting. So I'm stuck looking at his big, wide, naked behind all the time. How do I tell him? I knew you were going to like that line.
Come on now.
How do I tell him that he is not sexy without insulting him or making him feel self-conscious? Please advise. Well, I mean, I'm glad at least you found something, thanks to your good friends, to help you get your groove back, a big mirror. Who knew that was the answer? Because you said your sex life had been getting stale, so this is good. I mean, you could look at this at least a couple of different ways. You can choose to concentrate on your partner's body like you've done and not, get into the act itself. That would be boring and utterly disgusting, as you said, because you couldn't get past his body or yours at the time. The other way you could look at it is just to go with the moment and forget what he looks like. Just get into it. The good thing is that it did motivate you, I'll say this, to get in better shape for yourself, which is good for your health. But you want to know, how do you tell him that he's not sexy, because you don't want to do it without insulting him or making him feel self-conscious. I mean, you said you told him that you didn't like it, and he said, well, he did, and the mirror's staying. So you got to try and persuade him, in the best way you can, and sounds like you know how to do it because he's happy now, to let him know that, why don't you guys, get healthy, eat better so you can look good in the mirror. That turns you on. You have to tell him stuff like that so he'll get into it, all right? I think if you tell him in that way, he won't feel self-conscious about it, and you won't insult him. All right, Steve?
Well. Well, you ain't as sexy as you think you are. Well, this 30-year-old married woman, her husband, been together 6 years, I got a 3-year-old. And, the intimacy kind of got a little stale, so they tried some things. They were doing role playing, they've been watching videos, talking dirty, but nothing helped. A friend of yours told y'all need to get a full-length mirror, put it next to y'all's bed, and look at y'all self. Now, the first night y'all did it, you got disgusted and utterly mortified at what you saw, because you ain't lost all the weight from when I was pregnant. And that's understandable. That baby weight, it's hard to get it off, but you too hard on yourself now. and you've been seeing yourself from all these angles and the crazy positions your husband like, you ain't know you look like that. See, you know why? Because you're looking at yourself from the side. I have forewarned y'all. The best way to look at yourself naked is fresh out the shower, don't dry off, and walk directly head on straight to the mirror. That's your absolute best naked body.
Woo!
Don't dry off and do not turn sideways. Lord have mercy. I came out
What
the shower
happens when
one
you
time.
turn sideways, Steve?
See, I came out the bathroom one time taking a shower, and I was going over to my closet, and I walked past the mirror, and I ran right quick because I thought somebody was in the bathroom. And it was my fat ass. It was me. I thought somebody was in the bathroom. I said,
trying to come up from under.
Yeah, and it was me.
Crazy.
Because I looked at myself from the side. So, see, you're seeing yourself from the side. I was ashamed, and he didn't look that great either. You got so turned off watching, but your husband liked it. I try to keep my eyes closed, but he want me to look him in the eye the entire time. Oh, yeah, that's a turn on right there. I faked it till he was done. He asked me if I loved it. I said, hell no. He said, you better get used to it because we back, and I'm going to keep it like that. So now he keeping the mirror, and you trying to figure out how to tell him he's not sexy without insulting him or make him feel self-conscious. I had that answer for you soon as we come.
Right, at 23 minutes after the hour, today's Strawberry Letter subject, you're not as sexy as you think you are. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, come on, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject. You're not as sexy as you think you are. Okay?
Yeah. They done messed around and bought this mirror, listening to a friend of hers. Friend told me to add spice into your sex life. When they put the mirror up and they got busy, the woman did not like the way she looked because she ain't lost her baby weight. She got a 3-year-old, and she was mortified at the way she looked from some of the angles that her and her husband had her doing. So she didn't like it. She was ashamed. But here the thing was, he didn't look that great either. So she was so turned off by us getting it on that she tried to close her eyes. Now he wanted her to look at her in the eye the entire time. So she faked it till he was gone. He asked me if I loved it, and I said, hell no, I don't like it all. Well, he said, you better get used to it, because we feel like our sex life is back. I want to crack that mirror and throw it out. Now, I'm going to show you how to do that. Tomorrow night, you wear some heels. And then act like it get good to you. Hang your leg off the bed and kick it. That'll crack the mirror and break it. It'll be over, and he'll think it's because he was really bringing it. All you want to do is scoot over to the edge of the bed, and let that leg fall off, and kick that damn mirror with them heels on. Okay, we can get rid of that. But I tactfully told him he's overweight, and so am I. He said he don't care how he look, and the mirror stands. I've been dieting since then to get myself back in shape. I've lost a few pounds, but he ain't working out or dieting. So I'm stuck looking at his big, wide, naked behind all the time. How do I tell him he's not sexy without insulting him or making him feel self-conscious? Here's what you got to do. When a man think he bringing it, you can't insult him. So what you have to do is you have to insult him, but in complimentary insulting ways. You have to insult him, but in complimentary sexy ways. Oh, come on, fat daddy. You got to say stuff. Yeah. Spank me with your fat. You got to say stuff like that. That'll turn him on. But then he'll go, wait a minute, what? Spank me with your fat, Oh, I see you, fat boy. Ooh, bring it. Oh, Pillsbury Doughboy can't be this good. You got to say stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Ooh,
my Michelin man.
Ooh, your wide ass is bringing it. Yes, Lord. You know, just start singing his Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah. You got to do that. You got to come up with names that, Fat Albert is in the building. You got to say stuff like that. But say it during sex where after a while he go, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Who the hell you calling Fat Albert? But I was just looking in the mirror, baby. That's who you remind me of. Don't stop, keep going. And you got to crack him with insults that are complimentary.
Complimentary insults.
Right.
Well, will he get the message, you think, Steve?
Oh, hell yeah.
Get that
'Cause
message.
one of them gonna be really be striking a nerve with it. You know, you just gotta say stuff. Oh, Fats Domino. You got to say it like that, you know. Oh, look at my little butterball turkey. You know. What? Oh, you better come on with your big, wide, naked ass. Just look how wide you is. Boy, let me tell you something. Boy, you might not be long, but whoo, you wide. Wait a minute. What did she say? Ooh, you ain't doing nothing, but ooh, you wide, though. Ooh, your back is wide. Boy, I can't even see the headboard. Ooh, you got some ass.
Say anything.
Anything.
Is that your stomach on my stomach?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Man.
You know, hold up. You know, I appreciate you, getting into it and everything, but you don't think you saying a little bit too much? Well, I'm just saying what I see. That's all I'm doing.
See something, say something.
Yeah. See something, say something. You know, I'm just, I'm in here all this mirror, all these angles and everything. Oh, come on. Oh, Mr. Walrus, what we gonna do tonight?
Oh my gosh.
All right. Thank you, Steve. We got the message. All right. Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey.
Can I say one last thing?
One last thing.
And if that don't work, divorce him. I'm sure her ass ain't listening tomorrow.
As I was saying, post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook. Please don't forget to check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Now, coming up at 46 after the hour from the talk, it will be our girl, Sheryl Underwood, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Carla's reality update. But right now, Steve, please introduce our girl from the talk, the one and only.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sheryl Underwood.
Well, thank you, Steve Harvey, for that dignified introduction. Hey, Junior. What's up, Underwood?
Stick to your segment. We ain't got time for this.
Anyway, this is what I really need to do. Junior, I'm getting on a plane, and I'm going to South Carolina. Now, this is for real. Well, really, I'm already here. Okay, let me just make it plain for everybody. I'm already in South Carolina. And what am I doing in South Carolina? I'm going to talk to the presidential campaigns. I'm just going to walk up to them like a citizen of these United States. And my question is, what are you going to do to turn up the turnout? That's our new thing, brothers and sisters, turning up the turnout. Why? Because if we don't get in the process, they gonna pick somebody for us. And this debate did not make anybody feel good about anybody running. Now, for everybody that got mad at me last week for talking about Bernie Sanders, I'm gonna stay for real on this Bernie Sanders thing. You cannot get up and praise Fidel Castro and think you gonna get in the White House. They want you to do that. You can't sell all these stories about what you gonna do but don't know how to pay for it, because no neck McConnell is waiting for you. They gonna keep the Senate. The Republic is gonna keep the Senate. But I be sitting in the Republican meetings listening to the plan, and this is not gonna work. Elizabeth Warren, you criticized Michael Bloomberg, and it still didn't increase your position in the polls. They arguing about stuff that they ain't did in the possessions they had, Gucci gang, with the Bulldozers or whatever. If the Negroes in South Bend, Indiana ain't for you.
Wow.
Then who gonna be
Your
for
town.
you? We gonna keep it real. So here's my question to all of them that I will be asking all of them, since they keep wanting to invite me to take pictures. What are you gonna do to turn up the turnout? And then to the DNC, what money are you going to invest in black radio and black newspapers so that you can speak directly to us? Because according to everybody on that stage, they raising money and they got it, and ain't none of it came to us. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm in South Carolina. So when you see me, brothers and sisters, hooty-hoo, you know what I'm about to do. My question is, and I'm going to start with Tom Steyer, because he's the only one whose wife wanted to talk to me.
If you do not buy spots on black radio like you do all other stations, then I'm not allowing any interviews on this show.
Hey, Steve, I got a way for us to do it. Can I come back in the next segment? I'm going to tell you how we can do it. We started it in 2016.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, we've asked Sheryl to stay for this break so we continue this political conversation. You were saying that you want to make sure that these politicians who are making all these promises spend money in black radio.
You know, I
Steve,
just think, I think that Sheryl is on to something because, you know, stop assuming that we are just going to vote for you because you're Democrat, or we're going to vote for you just because you make an appearance on the show. I think that money is spent on Rush Limbaugh, Hannity. I think money is spent on my man Seacrest. I know money is spent on radio spots, candidates, but very rarely do we see money spent on black radio. And so I think that this year, and I want to hear your thoughts on this, Sheryl, I really want to make a concerted effort. And it's just about, and you can call it what you want to call it, but in all fairness, respect our vote like you respect everybody else's vote. Don't assume that I'm going to just crack this mic and put you in the White House. Buy spots like everybody else. You know, you all spending money. Y'all know what this business is. This is a capitalistic society, like that lady said on about me on the email. Steve Harvey, you're a capitalist. Okay. Not going to deny that.
Proud of it.
I want capital for everything on my list. So I'm a capitalist.
That's right.
So what are your thoughts, Sheryl?
This is my thought. When in 2016, remember you and I and other radio entities came together with Black Radio Solidarity Day to drive souls to the polls. Well, we're going to do Black Radio Solidarity, period. We already have 438 radio entities signed up. Go to www.blackradiosolidarity.com. Under this portal, this is why I'm walking up to candidates and going, tell me how much money do you plan on spending to turn up the turnout that you're going to put not just in black radio, but in black newspapers, on social media, influencers. What are you going to do? We wrapping buses. We're going to drive all the way August. You've got to get these young people to remember what you wanted them to do. And I think if we join together and we say to the DNC first, you need to be putting some money over here. This is what they say. Everybody trusts you. Everybody know you. All right, then you trust me enough to invest in me holding this microphone and speaking to people. Am I right, Steve Harvey? Am I right with this?
Yeah, I think that's
because
the way
that's
to go about it. I think because I want to just issue a statement to all the Democratic candidates.
Yeah.
Listen, man, buy some time, just like y'all buying these. Bloomberg, now I give Bloomberg credit for this. To me so far, he's the only one that has a plan with a dollar amount attached to it to aid the black community, to help it with some of its problems. Now, Shirley and I were talking about this off the air. It is true. We don't hear from politicians until it's election time.
Right.
Now, after they get in,
For
ain't no
sure.
more plans for black people.
Nope.
Ain't no more nothing. That's why I've never put my faith in politicians. And I'm not going to put my faith in any of them now, because I've yet to see the politician that gets in there and works tirelessly. Now, what Obama did was the Health Care Act was done to aid so many black people and so many white people. The education clauses he brought about aided so many black people, so many white people.
Right.
When you're president of the United States, you got to be president for all people. But you
All
also have to remember
people,
that
that's right.
all people have special needs, special concerns, and special ways that they got to go about it. And your policies have to do something to touch all of us.
Black Radio Solidarity. All of us coming together. All of us need to come together and say, if you want our vote, you better come and talk to us, answer questions, and put money on black radio and black newspapers. That's all I got to say.
Period. Bye, Cheryl.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
All right,
y'all.
Cheryl, thank you so much. Yeah.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Federal health officials said that the spread of the coronavirus is inevitable in the U.S., despite the low-key response and reassurances from the president and his administration. And Shushat, deputy director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, said Tuesday, an afternoon press conference, we believe the immediate risk here in the United States remains low, and we're working hard to keep that risk low. But earlier in the day, another CDC official had a more dire warning. Nancy Messonnier, the director of the National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases at the CDC, said, ultimately, we expect we will see community spread in the United States, okay? It is not a question of if this will happen, but when this will happen and how many people in this country will have severe illnesses.
Wow.
Yeah, that is not good news.
I mean, but I'm a little hesitant for that dire, what do you call it, prognosis. I just, look, man, when Ebola came out, boy, they had a heart attack on
Come on,
thing
boy.
right here. And they had everybody in here thinking the sky is falling. I mean, at one point in time, man, somebody has to say, hey, look, we're monitoring this. We've got it under control right now. As of right now, it's not a matter of where, but when.
All right, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show and some trending news at 33 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
We're talking about the coronavirus and how we're getting different responses from the Center for Disease Control. The latest is it's not a question of if it'll happen in the U.S., but when it will happen in the U.S. and how many people in this country will have severe illnesses.
Hey,
that's scary.
Go ahead, Tom.
Scary sounding.
Let me ask y'all something. I'm traveling all the time, airport to airport. When I see these people with this mask thing on, is that helping? I mean, what air are you?
They say no.
Yeah, I mean, what are you breathing? You breathing, it's coming through there, ain't it? So is it stopping a sickness from coming in?
I done had one on before. It's just too damn hot.
Okay.
Yeah, but they say it doesn't.
Also, too, if you
protect
have it, you won't spread it as well as a preventive
That's probably
measure,
better. If
too,
you have
I
it,
think.
cool. But if you don't have it, what?
Well, it ain't just the breathing; it's the touching too.
Yeah,
the surfaces you touch.
Yeah,
it's very
So you can have this mask on and
Constantly,
somebody slap you on the back. It ain't doing no damn. What?
Well, it's got to enter a porous area of your body, to my understanding. You can't get it off your shirt. I mean, you're not going to get it somebody putting your shirt, but your skin, if you touch your eyes or your mouth and your skin is come in contact with, but it's a respiratory disease. So if a person coughs or sneezes, the particles in the air, the moisture has that has that sickness in it. And because it passes through the air, it does not lose its intensity. This is why I read this today. And that's why I'm just saying it. Because this, you sneeze and the moisture comes out and you have it's infected on you. It doesn't diminish because it went into the air. If you breathe right in, or somebody in your face, or you get it on your hand and put it in your mouth or your eye, it's spreading. So they're saying that when you wear the mask, it keeps you from touching your mouth and breathing in any airborne impurities directly into it, because it gets trapped on the mask. And you got to constantly wash your hands. So like I'll be flying this weekend. So I'm going to take a lot of Purell, hand sanitizer, and wipes. And I'm going to wipe my little area down. And don't come over here touching.
Yeah, I know that's right. Yeah.
Hey, get your ass off the seat. Excuse me, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah, you gotta be
right
careful.
In Delta first class.
Yeah, just be careful, and please, wash your hands constantly and take precautions.
Now, can you have sex with the mask on too?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm just trying to make
All
sure.
right, coming up, our last break of the day and some closing remarks from Steve Harvey at 49 minutes after the hour. Right after this, the show is Ignorant.
Butt naked with a mask.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are, our last break of the day.
It's the last break of the day.
Yes, it is. What are you doing? It's been a good day, though, a good day. Oh, you weren't?
No,
we're so used to it now.
Today. I know.
Okay.
I went on.
We're so used to it now. Don't spoil us and then try to take it away.
Well, Jay started it, and then he forgot how he did it.
Yeah, he did.
That's what started it.
It's the last break of the day.
Yeah.
That's when you're old.
No, Jay.
That's not it, Jay. That doesn't move us. But it's been a good Thursday.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah. Look forward to Friday and the weekend.
Let me do this. I try to say things that are encouraging to people in my closing remarks to give you some uplift. But what I want to tell you about is, in your climb to success and in your desire to become happy, and whatever success is to you, it doesn't matter to me. Everybody has to define it for themselves, just like everybody defines happiness for themselves. But if you're trying to build something, if you're trying to get yourself together, if you're trying to go places, I want to just put a couple of things in your head. You've got to be conscious of the people that you surround yourself with. You've all heard the old saying, birds of a feather flock together. Association brings on participation. This is just the bottom line truth. Somebody told me one time, they said, Steve, name your 5 closest friends. So I named them. Then he said, describe them as people. And I described them. And he said, thank you. He said, now I know what I need to know about you. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, if you name your 5 closest friends, and then you describe your 5 closest friends, you have just given me an overall description of you. Because you actually get to choose your friends. And you choose your friends for qualities that you like about them. You become friends with people because you have so many things in common. You don't have friends where you have nothing in common. You wouldn't pick them as your friend, would you? No, you wouldn't. And so what happens is, in that experiment he gave me, I said, wow. So I started really taking inventory and started thinking about the people that were around me, and I discovered something, man. There were some people around me that really weren't good for me. See, somebody sent me this one time. He said, a dead battery can't jump a dead battery. You got to get away from people who can't charge your spirit when you need a jump. Uh-oh. A dead battery can't jump a dead battery. Get away from people who can't charge your spirit when you need a jump. How many times, man, have you needed some uplift? How many times have you needed a word of encouragement and the person you turned to had nothing for you but more of the same? You need some new people. You can't build an empire when you surround yourself with bulldozers waiting to tear you down. Surround yourself with people who will give you bricks and mortar and build a foundation for success. You got to really get conscious of the people that surround you, because I'm telling y'all, man, they play a role in your life. As long as they're around you and you are welcoming them in, they play a role in your life. And you may not even have paid it any attention, but little bit by little bit, they either take a piece or they add a piece. So you've got to pay attention who's around you, because you can't build an empire when you surround yourself with bulldozers waiting to tear you down. Surround yourself with people who give you bricks and mortar and build a foundation for success. Check it. Just run a check, y'all. Just do this. Just run inventory. Take a close look at the people you're associating yourself with. And sometimes, man, you just stay friends with people just a little bit too long. Just a little bit too long. Because some people have stopped being your friend a long time ago. But you're such a committed person. You're such a loyal person that you stay loyal to them long after they've stopped being loyal to you. Somebody used to work for me, taught me a valuable lesson, and I never forgot it. He said, OG, loyalty has an expiration date. I was telling this to my wife one time, and Marjorie, she didn't like that saying. She said, Steve, I don't like when you say that. And we were talking, and so there was a few years went by. The other day I was talking with Marjorie, and she said, you know what, Steve? I finally understand what you're saying. You're not saying that your loyalty has an expiration date. What you've been trying to tell me is people that I'm trying to stay loyal to have oftentimes stopped being loyal to me. But because I'm a kind person, I've tried to stay loyal to them when their loyalty for me expired a long time ago. I said, that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm telling you as a warning. Be conscious of the fact that loyalty has an expiration date. And it usually ain't you. It's usually somebody else. Take an inventory. Make sure all the people who once were loyal are still loyal. Make sure that everybody in your life that's a battery can charge you up when your spirit needs a jump, and make sure that the people around you that you're trying to build an empire around are not actually bulldozers trying to tear you down. Those are my closing remarks. Y'all have a great day. I'm out of here. Have a great weekend.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.